Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Trans-Capitalist Financial Literacy Cheat Sheet, okay? So, if you watched last video, which was about pay yourself first, we're continuing on the bullet points. Now remember, I am doing a video series from my cheat sheet, which I want everybody to follow along. And if you haven't got one, this is it, and this is the point that we're doing today. If you haven't got one, make sure you please reach out to me. Subscribe to the Trans-Capitalist YouTube channel. Send me a picture of that, and I will send you over a cheat sheet, and we can continue and follow along with the lesson. So, of course, today is definitely going to involve math. So please have your calculators, have a pencil, have a piece of paper ready because we're going to go over it step by step. I know math can be scary, but I'm going to make it fun for you because once you know and understand math, you can understand the numbers and you can understand your finances and you build more money, ultimately creating more wealth. All right? So today's lesson is going to be short, sweet, and quick and painless. So don't even worry about it. And if you're wondering about calculators, of course, there's always a calculator on your phone. I always prefer my Texas Instrument. This one, the TI-30XS, it was only $20. You could probably find them in Staples or wherever, but these babies are great, amazing. This is my best friend. Got me through college, got me through grad school, and hopefully it'll get me through more. Okay, so let's get to it. Ready? Perfect. Now, once again, I do apologize about the glare. I'm going to get easel or something, hopefully better, so it can just hold in place and I can just go through it. But back to the lesson. How to calculate savings. Basically, how to calculate how much money you should be putting away from the check that you receive, aka your income, aka your net pay. Now, as I always keep it real, transparent, and if you haven't noticed that I did get a part-time job as well, and I'm working on part-time hours, so I'm going to be using examples from my very own check, okay? So, basically, remember the golden rule for pay yourself first, PYSF equals pay yourself first, because this is a habit that you should start putting into your finances right now that puts you number one. So even before you pay your bills, as soon as you receive your check, you're taking money off the top, and the rule says, it's going to be a fun day. The rule says take off the top of your net pay, aka what you receive from your check. Like right there, that says your net pay. Take off at least. That LL is a shortcut meaning at least. So the minimum that you should be taking off, 1%. Or if you can't do 1%, you do $1. The maximum, because we're just beginning, if you're able to push it to the limit, go for 10%. Or if you can't, then the maximum that you can do, $25, because you get paid either weekly or bi-weekly. That adds up. So if you do the minimum, $1 a week, you'll get $4 at the end of the month. If you do 25, do the math. 25, 50, 75, 100. You'll get $100 that you saved for yourself at the end of the month. Okay? Anywhere in between these two boundaries are fine. Okay? My basic thing is, and I'll be proud of you if you just started saving $1. If you can't even afford to do $1, if you just started saving a quarter, I am proud of you. I am happy, and we are on track. Okay? But how to calculate this, because a lot of financial videos just tell you what to do, but they never go through it step by step. And this is why I make sure I teach you so you can do how to do it. I am a huge advocate of not giving a man a fish, but teaching a man how to fish for himself so he can provide for himself and others and more, okay? So, the formula. This is the math part. Get your calculators ready, okay? Remember this. You're going to take the amount of your net pay, aka that is the amount that you receive from your job or whatever income from the places that you receive. You times it, aka multiply, by the percentage that you chose to save. So that means you either putting in the 1% or the 10%. Because if you're just doing $1 or $25, you just subtract that from your amount pay. But I want you to do percentage, and the reason I want you to do percentage, because percentage allows a more that you're able to save from your check. Because 1% is always going to be greater than $1, okay? Because you're taking like a chunk. Think of your check as a whole pie, and you're taking away slices from it, like huge slices from it, which is for yourself, which is great, which helps you create that emergency fund that we're talking about, okay? So now, I use the example of 10%, okay? So the first thing you want to do, step one, is convert that 10% into a decimal point, because it's easier to translate that within your calculator, and it also helps you see how much you're actually going to be able to save, okay? Because math wasn't my strong point, believe it or not. I used to fail math, okay? So, you take the 10% and then you do 10 divided by 100, because percentage is technically is over of. What is this of this whole thing, basically, right? What is this one slice compared to this whole pie? So then it equals 0.10. That is 10% in decimal form. Because now you just stick to multiplication, okay? Let me know if I'm going too fast, and if you ever have questions, please comment, please send me email, let me know. The next step is now we're going to go back to this formula that we used up top, okay? So now my net pay amount was $117.44, and I am saving 10% of it. So since we already converted the 10% into a decimal, so now we'll do the 117.44, enter that in your calculator, then we times it by 0.10, okay? That equals $11.74. So that means this is the amount that I am to put into a savings account. Now, of course, a lot of people have checking and savings within their account, but that savings, let's be real, because I use it myself, that's just a second checking account, because whenever I used to spend up the first one, I'll go right back to savings, transfer it over, and spend it again. See, I couldn't even trust myself, so this is why I made sure I got a third-party online savings account that also helps build interest. One that I definitely highly suggest and that I use myself is the Barclays Dream account, because it has one of the highest APR interest right there, and then the minimum that allows you to put in is basically like $1. So it's great, and then it takes at least 2 days to get that money back when you need it. So that stops me from spending, because it lets me know if do I really need it or not. No, I'm just being reckless with my money. So make sure I also, and I've always said, do not spend this. This is your savings account. This is the beautiful beginning, the beautiful birth of your own emergency savings fund. Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Don't with it, okay? Just leave it alone. Because as you keep saving and keep doing this habit, it's going to build. It's going to grow. There's like, think of your savings as a plant. When you plant the seed, it takes a while to see it sprout. It even takes a while to get a branch, a trunk, a tree, but it is growing. You're nurturing it. You're protecting it by not spending, and you're putting it away. You are literally on your way to wealth, because this is what everybody does that's financially literate, okay? I want you to start thinking in that way. In order to save money, you can't be spending it. You gotta wait, okay? Just protect it. Think of it as your little child, your little baby that you want to protect and grow. It's going to grow. So this is quick, easy, simple math to do. So remember, all you need is the pay stub of your net pay, put it in, convert the savings amount, you have 4 choices up here. You have a choice of how much you want to save. My call to action is I challenge you your next paycheck to do this. Calculate it and see how much you are supposed to put away. Because the last thing I will say from the text that I'm using this from is The Richest Man in Babylon, a great book, which is only probably like $2 to $3 on Amazon, is that every person should save, okay? At least a minimum of 10% of the income that they receive. You are able to, it is possible, I have done it myself, to pay your bills off of 90% the rest of your paycheck amount. Because that means if you can't, you have too many expenses and you need to start cutting them, okay? It is possible. That's my call to action, and I challenge you. Let me know how it goes. And if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to ask or call. And thank you for tuning in into this episode. I would say, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you share, and please help me reach as many people in our community as possible to help them become financially literate, because we can all work together to end this cycle of generational poverty. Because the more you know, the more you can learn and pass on to other people within our family, okay? And also, please make sure you like this video, and please make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to all of mine, aka the Trans Capitalist, social media platforms. Have a nice day.